Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Prototype. It's been a little bit since we've been across one of these borders. They're more heavily strengthened, because now they have 6 tanks instead of whatever they had beforehand. And of course we have God's missiles right beforehand. They're usually good at finding out areas that you are in, and that can cause some issues, because there's a wide spread of missiles that try to get a good amount of areas. If you don't get hit by it directly, you're going to get hit by the splash damage. But the reason I wanted to go back to these kind of areas was pretty much curiosity and to get on top of one of these bridges. Because I don't think I've shown off a good view of the city from one of these places. But then I got to noticing what was on the other side of the bridge. Traffic? Don't know why there's traffic here, especially at this portion of the game, because, well, how much infection do we have? Over 80%? I think that these cars shouldn't be here. I don't know why they are. And sometimes you can see them moving, if the camera would actually cooperate at this distance, which it never does. Honestly, when you get to this point, it's supposed to be cinematic, but when you're on top of one of these support structures, well, it doesn't really work as well as it should. There's also tanks according to the mini-map on that side of the bridge, and even though we're pretty much almost close to the end of the game, I think there's about 5 main missions left to go, we're still getting tutorials such as, we can throw things! Here's how to throw things. So thanks, game. If there's also outlying upgrades, the game will also tell you, hey, you can buy upgrades, you have points for them, use them. So yeah, the game never leaves you alone. But now it's time to go back to contact location 1. For more wonderful phone calls. We keep throwing away the cell phone. I don't know how we keep getting called this area. But before we do that, time for some upgrades. We're not going to be seeing much use out of these upgrades in this particular mission, but we'll see them later on, especially the next mission. The first one being a very useful ability for the Hammer Fist, and the last one, the Hammer Toss. The Hammer Toss we'll see very shortly, but it's pretty great, very creative use of the Hammer Fist. The other upgrade I wanted to get at this point, well, not as handy as the Hammer Toss. It's more of an aesthetic because it's under the grapple category, but it's the Power Bomb. Power Bomb is really there just for show. You grab an enemy and you throw him to the ground with tremendous force. So let's see if I can't get a victim. That's kind of the one thing I don't like about using some of the moves, is that technically you need a victim, and that victim has to be like human or something you can actually pick up that isn't contextual. But there's the Power Bomb. It's useful in the sense that when you hit the ground it does do a bit of area of effect damage. So if you're dealing with a small cluster of enemies, then you're going to be hitting them as well. But then here's the Hammer Toss, which is a lot more effective. The Hammer Toss just utilizes a combination of sprinting and the heavy attack button. Charging it up fully makes you travel a lot faster and a lot harder. It's the quickest ability by far the Hammer Fist has, and it does a decent amount of damage. So if you're looking for mobility when using the Hammer Fist, the Hammer Toss is going to be your option of choice. Now with that out of the way, let's see what's going on with the blood tox situation. We got rid of the blowers last time. What else does the military have to offer?
This disease is smart. When they hit it with blood tox, it went underground. It's been massing there, preparing to subsume the city. You need to make sure the blood tox pumper vehicle gets to Times Square. Then when the supplies of blood tox arrive, pump the stuff underground. Drive it out into the light. Without your help, that machine won't get within a mile of Times Square.
If they can pump enough of that toxin into the ground, then they might be able to flush out the infection, drive it to the street, and fight it.
Our contact doesn't really have a lot of confidence in the military. But welcome to the Blood Tox facility. This is on the northern part of the map. You've probably seen it a couple times if you travel around here. And, well, it's a bit intimidating if you come here the first time because it's very easy to get detected. You need a military disguise because of the super soldiers that are coming around here.
Don't fucking move! Nobody move!
So this is pretty much an in and out. We're not here to destroy the facility or anything. We're just here for one target. And even with that one target, it's still a bit difficult in order to get him because he's just within the vicinity of getting hit by the blood tox. The safest thing is to get in and get out. But now apparently we have the correct military guy. Don't really know why. But apparently with using this guy, we're able to start the convoy and transport the blood tox pumper.
Okay, people, get your shit together and move out. Let's get this thing to Times Square now.
I hope you like a good escort mission, because this is what this mission is. Seeing as how apparently above ground blood tox dispersion doesn't really work anymore because we blew them all up, the military have decided to go underground. Which means that from this part of the map, and we can actually see that a little more of the infection has been spread. All of Central Park has now been infected. But we're heading over to Times Square, all the way down there. And we have to go the full route. Luckily we have a convoy of 4 other tanks in order to hopefully get rid of some of the resistance that we're going to be finding, but in all honesty, this mission is filler, and it also has really dumb drivers. Like that guy, and this guy, and also that guy. Swerving and getting crunched in very unique ways.
Check thermal. I think I saw something. Nothing there, dude. He's up. What the hell was that?
So here's what this makes this mission a bit difficult. The Hydra. Dealing with them just one at a time is not really difficult and actually makes this mission a bit boring.
Let's go, people.
So for the first part, not really anything is going to be really exciting. And a lot of the times when doing this mission, it's best to stay in the tank and fight it off that way. In many cases, fighting off Hydra, it's best to do in a tank. You don't have to destroy all of the Hydra, just the ones that specifically stop the convoy from moving. And their biggest threat is, of course, throwing cars at everything. Vehicles, cars, whatever it can get into its questionable mouth. So, this mission is completely filler. And the reason for that is because, well, we're just kind of layering events in order to get to the climax of this arc. I mentioned before that, well, we can't do anything above ground about the infection, it's gone underground, so now we have the pumper. Instead of destroying this pumper, though, now we have to escort it. Make sure that it actually works. Seeing as it doesn't do any damage directly to us, well, let's help out the military this time. Now things get a bit more complicated as, well, now we're dealing with 2 at once. In a very cluttered area, so I find that a lot of the tanks don't necessarily help, and on hard mode, it takes longer to take down Hydra. They do more damage, which means that the blood tox vehicle is probably going to take more damage. I have never been able to do this on my first go through. Never really that good. But luckily, if you get to a certain checkpoint, like, say, for instance, here, and you have less HP, the HP of the vehicle does not carry over. There's a set amount that you start with whenever you restart a checkpoint. So that's a bit of a saving grace. No need to deal with that Hydra right now. It's not going to do any... or maybe it is. And we lost an escort vehicle, so we're now down to 3 tanks, apparently, as the Hydra is now throwing the top piece at another tank. But yeah, not all of them have to be defeated, because the convoy will just go by it. Just make sure that you're drawing the attention away from the Bloodtox vehicle. People don't necessarily like this mission all that much because the convoy just kind of goes really slowly. You're in a tank, so I don't know why they are not going as fast as they should. Come on. Vehicle, you should be going faster. Don't make me push you and hump you. Now, if you're having difficulties with this mission, in terms of all of the Hydra throwing cars, well, if you run out of ammunition, there's a stray tank here, apparently, that you can go and refill on ammunition. But if you're having issues, there's 2 strategies that you could utilize that'll help you. They're not guaranteed to actually work, though. The first involves, if a Hydra grabs a car and starts throwing it, you can try to shoot it out of the air and make it not a projectile anymore. It's a bit difficult to do with the targeting system of the tank, though, because it doesn't actually see a thrown car as a threat, more than Hydra, per se. So, there's that issue. The other way of dealing with it is if you see a lot of things that a Hydra can pick up in the area, take the initiative and destroy them before they can pick it up. That'll give them less things to throw and will make them take more time to throw them at the vehicle, meaning that you can take them down quicker. Now, we're into the last leg here, which means that we're into the last challenge. Forget this Hydra at all costs, because he's going to waste your time, and get to the last area as quick as you can. And of course I utilize my strategy of trying to get rid of as many cars and bits of things that the Hydras can throw, because you're dealing with 4 at once. If you're having difficulties, usually it's at this point. I wish that you could have a thermal barrack tank, but I can never find one in close proximity. There's usually only the one that is with the event. So, the last strategy that I kind of just utilize right here is guarding the vehicle with your body, with the tank. Of course you can get out of the tank and fight the Hydras hand-to-hand, but I find that takes too long. It's easier to just shoot missiles at it. And if the tanks are helping you, the Hydras will go down fairly quickly.
Copy that, Sigma. Nice job.
And with turning our body into a shield for the pumper, everything is all set up now. Yes, this mission is a bit on the drab side. It's boring. But, well, it's kind of a bit necessary, so we're not skipping ahead to events of complete action. It's necessary for the story in order to go at an actual steady pace. But now everything is set up, so now we're able to help the military pump the Bloodtox underground. We won't be hurt by it, apparently. Drive the infection up and see what happens. Possibly Elizabeth Green is down there, but I'm not entirely sure. But hopefully we will see that next time, and maybe something good will happen. See you next time, everyone. chicken bucket. I think that's all that needs to be said here.